Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, I do want to speak about the situation regarding Ansu Fati because yet again, for the fourth time in a row, Ansu Fati has been left out of the Barcelona squad. And that fourth time was against Getafe where they tied 1-1. It is quite clear that Barcelona have opened the door to an exit, leaving the decision up to the player because Hansi Flick did state yesterday that Ansu Fati has not asked me to leave. But he also gave honesty to Fati and he said if Fati wants to stay, the club will help him develop. Flick will respond honestly to whatever Fati decides. And so Hansi Flick is saying, look, we're going to help you develop, we're going to help you get better during the training sessions, but just know that you're not going to be in the squad list because you are just not good enough. And to be very honest, when you look at a player like Ansu Fati who is still only 21 or 22 years old, you want to play games, you want to have more minutes. And if you're not going to be even in the squad list, right? Like, bro, at the very least, be in the squad list and not play. But if you're not even going to be in the squad list, of course, Barcelona is trying to tell you, peace out. Like, we don't really need you. We want to move on from you and we want to move on to different players. We're going to be talking about exactly what that one player is later in this video, but let me give you guys a brief background on what has been going on with Ansu Fati. There were so many fans who have had high hopes for Fati, and especially with Flick's management. At 16 or 17 years old, Fati was a global sensation. He was also the runner-up to Erling Haaland for the 2020 Golden Boy Award because of his agility, his speed, his intelligence. He was scoring goals for fun. Fast forward a few years later, he has returned to Barcelona after an underwhelming loan at Brighton. And right now in this season, he has only played 176 minutes in 8 appearances with 1 start and has not been in any squad list since the beginning of this year. And the one player that has replaced him in the squad list has been Tony Fernandes, who is only 16 years old. So Tony Fernandes, a player who has been amazing as a right winger and is for sure going to give more competitiveness to Lamine Yamal, has surpassed Fati in the pecking order. Even when we speak about the left wing position, if Ansu Fati does play there, Fermin Lopez is the one higher than him. If Fati wants to play in the number 9 position, Ferran Torres is the player higher than him, which is the reason why Ansu Fati is not in the squad list. And with the high intensity demands of Flick's system, it might not suit Fati's physicality because Ansu Fati is very limited in terms of his physical self. And it's crazy for us to even say that because he's still only 22. At 22, you're supposed to be a freaking monster, but you can't match up to the high intensity that Flick is trying to ask from you. So clearly, Flick has held private conversations to discuss Fati's role and prospects. And he has told him for sure that he is going to be having limited game time moving forward and reaffirmed Barcelona's responsibility to support Fati's development as a player and person. Unfortunately, part of the reason why, as a matter of fact, a huge reason why Fati's even in this predicament is because of the injury history and setbacks that he has had. He missed Barcelona's preseason in the US tour due to a foot injury. He was sidelined by a hamstring injury in November, affecting his momentum, and now he has been struggling during recent appearances. For example, in the match against Barbastro, he did not do good and he missed an open goal and just looks very hesitant. Currently right now, in terms of like the financial implications and the transfer prospects, like what has been going on from the financial side, his current contract is a 6-year deal that he did sign back in 2021 and they're paying him 7 million euros net annually. Gross is 14. Hence the reason why Barcelona want to get rid of him, because he's not doing anything and he's getting paid a lot of money. He's one of the best paid players in Barcelona right now. But this also does make a transfer very complicated because no club right now wants to pay this much money and match this demand for somebody like Ansu Fati, which is why Barcelona are like, oh my god, like we don't know what to do with you because we are putting you out of the squad list, trying to give other clubs out there a clue that we don't want him, but nobody's coming in with a bid. So right now, a loan move would be the most viable path moving forward right now in this January transfer window, in hopes that he can rediscover his form elsewhere and for that club to buy him from there, because Barcelona is not going to play him at all right now. It's a very complicated situation and it's just crazy to me. It hurts as a Barcelona fan, somebody who has been following Ansu Fati since he came from the academy. Ansu Fati was once considered as a tier 1 talent, and compared to Lamine Yamal, at 16, 17 years old, he was lighting up the football world with minimal touches and unmatched effectiveness. Every time he had the ball inside the box, you knew that he was just going to score. He was composed, he was brave, he was quick with his feet. I always said that he was going to be our next Eto'o, right? He was the next Eto'o. And it's also crazy to me as a Barcelona fan, and I do think that you guys maybe feel that way, but it's crazy to me that there was supposed to be a path in Barcelona's future where we're supposed to be seeing a prime Ansu Fati, like a goal-scoring machine Ansu Fati today with the creator Lamine Yamal today. Can you imagine a prime Fati, a prime Yamal right now in this moment at Barcelona? We would not even be talking about trying to sign a new left winger or trying to loan a new left winger. Fati and Lamine Yamal in their primes, if everything went well from the very beginning, would have been the best attack in the world. Fati would have had about 20 to 25 goals per season. Lamine Yamal the same thing with adding more assists. That is what could have happened. Barcelona would have had a monumental team today. But Fati, unfortunately, the injuries has really hindered his career overall. And I just hate to say that this this guy might even become a Bojan. And I hate that. Like, it makes me want to break my laptop. You know what I'm saying? Like, I hate that, because Barcelona today would have been a monster of a team with Fati and Lamine Yamal in their primes together. In terms of like comparing Fati and Yamal, I would say that Fati in his prime, around 16, 17 years old or 18 years old, he was faster, more agile, a little quicker in front of goal, while Lamine Yamal had the mastery of playmaking and has a moment of snatching and just taking on 2 or 3 players in one move. Once again, these 2 players would have really complemented one another in a very amazing way. I really do think, and I'm not out here trying to hype Lamine Yamal, but I really do think that in about 6-7 months, Lamine Yamal will be taking on the number 10 shirt. I know that people are scared that the number 10 shirt is like cursed or something, like whoever takes the number 10 shirt just automatically turns into trash, like what happened with Fati. But let's not think in that way. I do think that it has a very negative type of take on certain things. Like, no, I'm okay. Lamine Yamal should take on the number 10 shirt in the next season. But going back to Fati, I do think that his brilliance at a young age has really been overshadowed by injuries and inconsistent performances. It is the harsh reality for professional footballers. I do pray that this happens to nobody besides Real Madrid. But as for everybody else, like, I don't want this to happen. And I do think that with this case of Ansu, this is the reason why Hansi Flick has been so careful with the minutes of Pedri, Gavi, and Lamine Yamal. 3 players that is the cornerstone of this project. You have to take care of the players. You can't force them to play if they do not feel good. Ansu Fati, throughout the years of 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022, he was coming back and he was being forced to play. And he just kept getting re-injured, which ultimately led towards a lack of focus, a lack of confidence, and ultimately just led to what Ansu Fati is today. So, because of that, because Barcelona do seem like they are finished with Ansu, one of the players that Barcelona are looking at is Marcus Rashford. It says here, according to Relevo, that Barcelona want to bring in Rashford on loan with a reduced salary. And Marcus Rashford does prioritize playing at FC Barcelona. That is huge. So right now, the whole game plan is to loan out to Ansu, pay less in wages, and bring in Marcus Rashford on a reduced salary. So all in all, they can fit Marcus Rashford in the wage bill and ultimately have a player they can rely on to be the backup to Rafinha in case Rafinha ever does get injured, or he's fatigued, or he's tired, or we simply just need rotations. It has also been said here that Marcus Rashford has reportedly set a deadline for FC Barcelona to finalize his transfer, indicating his strong desire to join Barcelona. While Barcelona's interest in Rashford is well documented, specifics regarding salary adjustments or the structure of the deal remain unconfirmed. Meanwhile, Barcelona's young talent Ansu Fati faces uncertain future at the club. Despite earlier reports suggesting he's reluctant to go on loan, recent insights indicated Barcelona might be open to loaning him out, with Sevilla showing interest. This situation has sparked discussions about a potential swap deal between Rashford and Fati, which would reshape the squad dynamics for both clubs. Fans and analysts are keenly watching how these negotiations unfold, especially with Tottenham also in the mix for Fati. So let me know in the comment sections down below, what do you think about the swap deal between Fati and Rashford, or just all in all letting go of Fati on loan to a different club and bringing in Marcus Rashford? Do you see Barcelona getting an upgrade from Fati to Marcus Rashford? That is it. That is going to be wrapping up today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.